Hello, Vera in San Diego, California. This is See More Better with free prescription lenses, and allow me to break a YouTube rule of going over 6 minutes for a video. But come with me on a 15 to 20 minute journey while I show you how I cut your prescription anti-glare lenses for your RayBan 5228, color 5268, which is the opal crystal brown, in the 55 eye size. So I'm going to take everything out of the original packaging, open up your hard shell Italian leather RayBan case, and of course the star of the show, the main attraction, the RayBan 5228. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. And of course I'm going to include that because you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, the barcode, and of course original demo lenses, one of which it says RayBan. So let me go ahead and pop those out. And I'm going to, of course, can you see this very rich color? That opal and crystal brown, very nice, very nice. This is going to wear very well, and you'll get many compliments on it. I'm going to place it into the tracing element of my edger. Hit start. Everybody wants to know, how does the computer know what shape lens to cut? This is why. The stylus comes up and traces the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number on it, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether these are prescription or not. Now, these are actually computer glasses. Your prescription is a little bit stronger, so we're backing off your prescription to change your focal length so you can see a fingertip reach instead of 100 miles down the road. So that is the shape of the lens we'll be cutting. Your pupillary distance is 63. My computer starts at 32.5, so half of 63 is 31.5. So I'm going to tap that minus button until we get to 31.5. Normally I would change the OC height, but because these are computer distance, you're looking through the center of the lens, so I'm not going to change that there. Let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Your right eye is a minus 150 sphere, 150 sphere. Take this out of the original packaging. It actually does not matter what the axis. Let's turn it on though. That's always a good thing to do. Make sure everything's dialed in at 0. Move the prism ring. Okay. Now I'm going to find the optical center of your lens, which is going to sit directly in front of your pupil. Normally I would put 3 dots on a lens, but on this one I don't have to because I'm literally only using the center dot. I'll put 3 dots on the next one. That is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left, which is minus 150 minus a quarter at 105. So I now will change the axis wheel to 105. Take your lens out of the packet. Make sure the power drum is on 150, and it is. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Rotate the lens, although it went in there just perfectly. Normally I would have to rotate it to find the spherical component of your lens. I am going to check your astigmatism correction. That's dialed in perfectly, and I'll explain all that in a moment. So now I will put 3 dots on your lenses. And let me darken those so you can see them at home, or on your phone, or in the car, wherever you're watching from. And this is the unright lens. Oh, now if you missed any of that, let me recap. Okay, almost got away with not giving you the world's worst joke. Okay, so where are we at? 31.519. So this is a block, as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. They make nice little plastic sounds. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. This is what's going to hold it in place in the lathe, so I need to apply a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got 2 left. And my trash can under the table now. I'm going to apply this sticker to the first one. Now onto the second one. Now on the back is a little silver button. That is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the arm. So I've got to pull the paper away to make the second side sticky. Line that up in there. Now again, 31.5, I'm going to make sure that black dot is dead center. Now the blue cross is the geometric center of the frame, meaning if you measured both vertically and horizontally, that's where the blue cross would be. Your eye is just inset from there. So I'm going to put that right there. That black dot goes right there in the center. I want to check one thing. We're looking good there. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the unright lens. The reason why I put 3 dots is because you do have astigmatism correction on this one, and it has to be lined up just perfectly. It cannot be altered. So I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line that up, place those, the optical center goes, you got it right in the center, and those other 2 dots tells me that it's lined up in there perfectly. It's not off kilter, off axis as we refer to it. Hit that button, the arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now this is the actual edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter at home, and you can cut your own lenses. You won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. In fact, I challenge you. I want to see someone cut their own lenses in their kitchen. But the actual cutting wheel is here in the center. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center is going to put the channel, the bevel onto the lens, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So let's go ahead and wake up the computer. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they are plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stay on polycarbonate. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because that's not needed. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front of the lens because no portion of the lens is going to protrude from the front. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. So should any of that come out of the rear, which it won't, but I like to do this anyway, so it's smooth. Should any of it come in contact with your face, your cheeks, and have I mentioned that it won't? So let's go ahead and put the lens in there. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time today. It's going to hold it in place into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Yep, free bad jokes with every pair of glasses sold. So let's see. Then we're going to go ahead and the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape that it'll be cutting. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. And of course you won't, but because I cut very strong prescriptions all day long for free, that becomes more critical with the higher powers. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Water will spray onto the lens. Well, polycarbonate lens is cut dry, so it's not spraying onto the lens. Plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet, where water would be spraying onto the lens. But water will spray on the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle just to wash away any optical debris that you see beginning to form on the edges of the lenses now. Now your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Let me grab one of your packets. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. It is a high impact resistant lens, same material used in safety glasses. It has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens, as well as a premium scratch coating. Now you also have the anti-glare coating, which is 3 features in one, primarily because these are computer glasses, but without anti-glare coating. And let me back up 1 second. You also have an aspheric lens. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is round in every direction. It gives you a thicker fishbowl-like appearance, ugly cosmetic look. So these lenses are flattered to fit in today's flatter curvature frames. So the anti-glare coating that you have is 3 features in one. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, and such. So it's also goes by the initials ARC, meaning anti-reflective coating. It reduces external reflection, so when someone's looking at you, they don't see their reflection in your eyes, like you can see the fluorescent light above me. Also, if someone takes a picture with a flash, you don't see the flash lit up in the lens. But the third feature that I like, which is the practical side, is it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs well over $1 million, and it takes over 24 hours to vaporize 7 different coatings onto the lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on your lens to protect your time and investment. So water has begun spraying, which means it's towards the end of the cutting cycle. In just a moment, you will see a lever come into play. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, just like something you would find on the end of a Dremel tool, and it's applying the safety bevel. It's just smoothing to the rear surface of the lens. It's just smoothing out the back surface again should any of this come in contact with your face, which it won't. but it's just something I like to do on every pair of lenses that I do. Of course, I cut every single pair of lenses that gets shipped worldwide. So the lens is going to come out. I'm going to open the door with my mind. If you like that, I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours, but I can do it. So I'm going to dry this off. I just want to use my thumbnail, run it around the edge of the lens to make sure all the swarf is gone, in case the water didn't get any. I'm going to tuck your right lens in on the edge of the frame using my thumbs. I press down the nose and it snaps right in. So let's go ahead and begin cutting the left lens. I'm going to put that into the chuck, flip that over to L, the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. And let's go ahead and hit start just like before. When it traced the right lens, it's now going to trace the left lens. Making sure it's large enough. But you can see as it's going around tracing this shape. There we are. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have no edge thickness showing. Look at that. I promised you wasn't going to have any in this frame with your prescription. Look at that. So now that the left lens is cutting, we're going to go ahead and do a quick inspection of the right. I'm going to take this block off. The sticker, I was going to say it would be done up into my old videos, but someone has challenged me to start collecting these. So I've made a little ball and I'm placing that on there. And as you guys watch my videos, you can see this grow and grow. So right now we are at, let's turn that around so we can do the inches that way. We're at about 2.5 inches. So keep watching as this grows. Knock my little pad off there. So we're gonna put that back. Let's come back. We're gonna put your eyeglass in just above that dot, which is your pupillary distance. Of course, it's almost impossible to mess this one up. And I am getting -150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. So that's perfect. Now the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0 and going up from there. So 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150. You have 6 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, you can see everything up close perfectly, but you need correction to see very far away. Now, these are not your distance glasses. This is only a fingertip reach, so your computer monitor, that is going to be crystal clear. Now your left eye, again, the same component, -150, 6 steps of far-sighted correction, and you actually have the smallest amount of astigmatism you can have. Now there's a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has short hair versus curly hair, straight hair. It is not a disease. It is not an affliction. It fluctuates. It comes and goes. Astigmatism is the fine-tune knob. It's what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So once everything is the correct size, because again, this little flashlight would be huge with your glasses off. We put them on and it shrinks it down to the correct size. That's why there's a minus side, because your lenses will minify the actual object size as it appears on your retina. So once it's the correct size, ever so slightly of a small amount of astigmatism change at 105. So a straight line is 0 to 180 with 90 in the center. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob just past 90 to 105. Now, this last number is an arbitrary number. It could be anywhere from 0 to 180, which people will argue 0 and 180 are the same. So anywhere from 1 to 180. So we're going to turn that knob to 105. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anything. Now, this frame sells for $180. And of course, you get 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses and free shipping anywhere in the US. You upgrade it to the anti-glare, which is, the #1 add-on you can get. The only other thing you can get is transitions, but that's $44.99 for a total of $224.99. And did I mention free shipping anywhere in the US? So we're going to dry that off. I'm going to make sure there's no more swarf. That is the optical sawdust. And when I first heard that in optical school, I raised my hand and wanted to call BS, and my instructor had me open my book and read, and sure enough, so I popped that one in. Let me do that again so you guys can see. Tuck it in at the outside corner, and then using my thumbs, I press down the nose, because the bridge is the thickest part of the frame, and that's where I like to press down. So let's go ahead and take this block off, peel that sticker off, and put it on the ball. Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Someone out there tell me, say when, say when, say when. When? Okay, there it is. Stick it on there. So we're going to come down here and let's inspect the left lens. We're at 105, so we're still at 105, exactly halfway between 100 and 110, if you can see that on the axis wheel. So we're going to put that there, spin the knob, and we're getting minus 150. Now we're going to check the Astigmatism Correction, which is minus 1/4, and we end up at minus 175, one tick mark away from 2. That's because, remember high school algebra, we add 2 like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten it too. So someone borrowed $1.50 from you, and then they borrowed another 25 cents, they would owe you $1.75. That's where we're at, 175 in the red. So that's made perfectly. I couldn't do that any better if I had cut these myself. So your pupillary distance is 63. I'm going to flip the card around, place my PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and when we look on the left, we're getting 63 millimeters. So that is made perfectly. So this is the point in every video that everyone knows that as I clean your lenses, I mention that when you get these in the mail, and again, I'm harping on this, free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm no different, and I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local shop and tell them if it's too loose or too tight or crooked, and they'll adjust it for you. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. So, but I'm going to get these known as standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, again, I'm part of that 80%. So when I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. For those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer in color 6053, which is the blue crystal, so I can match my blue shirt. Always like to match, always like to match. So let's turn that off, that's no longer needed. Flip this over, press down, there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure the temples overlap and neither of them are askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge, that feels good. So, of course, I send out a selfie request with every video, so with every pair of glasses sold. So Vera in San Diego, I would love to have your picture on the website wearing these so other people can see how nice this rich color looks. And of course I also include a cleaning cloth so that you're going to get one from RayBan, you're going to get one of my premium microfiber cleaning cloths. I also include instructions not only to how to care for your frame and lenses, but also for your cleaning cloth and case, so those two will last you for years, both cleaning cloths. So I always field test everyone to make sure that it works. So when you get this in the mail and there's a little wrinkle in it, you know that it works. I've tested it. You can't say that you can't clean your lenses with it, because look. So that's that. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or you can click the contact button on the website here. And Vera in San Diego, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut your computer lenses with anti-glare for your RayBan 5228 color 5628, which is the opal crystal brown as they call it, in the 55 eye size. This frame is available in the 50, 53, and 55 eye size. Again, it sells for $180 with one free pair of clear single vision lenses and free shipping. I'm going to drive that home, I am. So I appreciate you getting these from a local, well, I'm local here, but a small independent businessman competing with all the corporate box stores out there. And if anyone, if anyone has any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below of this video. Of course, you can follow me. Just subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. You can follow me on Instagram at Free Prescription Lenses or on Twitter at Free RX Lenses. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.